Hello, everybody, and this is TBAC, and this is the news. You're joined by me, Jordan, and Matt.
Hello, we're down with Jack this week.
Yes, Jack has decided to say he got a headache today and will not be joining us.
Yep, and as usual, Sam is
Sam, Sam
we
just
don't even know.
yeah, we just give up with Sam. Sam is a guest of the show.
Yeah, maybe one day he'll make his news debut. But
Yes, exactly. Right, to kick off our show tonight, we're going to go with the big news that this week Oculus decided to sell their soul to Facebook.
did you say sell their soul to Facebook?
Yes, pretty much. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean, if you look at the backlash coming from it, that's exactly what the internet is making it sound like they did.
It is indeedy. It
So
is indeedy.
the deal was what, $2 million?
No, 2 billion.
2 billion.
It was the deal was $2 billion.
2 billion. Okay, I was a tiny bit off.
Yeah, just 100. Yeah, following the surprise announcement Tuesday that Facebook had bought Oculus Rift for $2 billion.
Of which only 400 million is cash and the rest is shares in Facebook.
Yep.
So, they're not getting
Uh,
quite as much out of it initially. But
but it's still $2 billion. I didn't, and like the amazing
we
thing
don't
is,
have.
yeah, true. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that way. The amazing thing is that there's been backlash from people online about it, saying that it's not been good, and
Do you
that. But
do you agree with the backlash? I do.
um, the thing is, to me, I've never really been a fan of the Rift. I never used one either. So, but I guess the thing is, it depends what Facebook are actually going to use it for. I suppose, will it be a gaming device anymore, or will it won't? We don't really know. We don't
I
really know what
think
Facebook got planned for it.
it will definitely be moving slightly away from gaming now that Facebook have got their hands on it.
You definitely could imagine so, couldn't you? I suppose. I mean, the thing is, it's also quite a weird purchase for Facebook. You kind of wouldn't have suspect they would buy something like that.
Yeah, but they bought WhatsApp a couple of weeks ago for
Yeah,
19
but
billion.
yeah, but Facebook want to buy anything that's social because they want to be the kings of social.
I guess they see a lot of promise for the social side of virtual reality.
They do. They probably do. That's very very true.
Virtual
I guess the
Facebook,
thing
now you
is,
can see all those annoying statuses in front of your eyes instead of on the
yes,
screen.
you can play Farmville with Oculus Rift.
Become even closer to
Candy
petting
Crush
your
with Oculus
fake.
Rift. That would be awesome.
Oh god, can you
Yeah,
imagine?
yeah, exactly. I mean,
Uh,
I don't know. I mean, I guess the thing is, Mark Zuckerberg wouldn't have bought it unless he really thought he could make money out of it. I suppose. So
well,
that's
at the small price of 2 billion compared to WhatsApp, I'm sure it was not
yep.
much. Words. Sure, it didn't cost him quite as much in relative standards as it seems to us.
Yeah,
If if
exactly.
Facebook can afford to be throwing around all this money to purchase things that, well, Oculus Rift isn't even making money yet, is it? It was a kickstarted project, and they've been selling very small numbers of the device around to developers and YouTubers.
Yeah,
So
and the thing is, and also has been a negative reaction from the Kickstarters because obviously they funded the project and now Facebook, a big company, just taken over the project.
yeah, I
So
can understand
necessarily
that.
what yeah, I can understand that. That's where I can understand the anger because you're basically saying necessarily you bought into a product yourself which you think will be used for something else, but Facebook will now going to change it to totally something different.
Yeah, and apparently they're going to rebrand it with the Facebook logo and all that, so that will be wonderfully fun.
Yeah, I think they did say that won't happen straight away. It will take a while for them to be able to do that.
Yeah, but it will still be done by the time the thing is ready to be mass
Yeah,
produced.
yeah, pretty much.
I guess this puts Sony in a pretty good position though, if you want to talk
It,
about their big news for the last
yeah,
for
it
2
leads
weeks ago.
us. It leads us quite nicely into this really. That yeah, the week not this week just gone last week. There was the PlayStation Developers Conference and the long-awaited thing which we've been reporting for over a month now is that Sony had unveiled their virtual reality headset, which is called Project Morpheus.
Yes, that is what it is called, and I've lost my
Uh,
notes. But yeah, it's designed to move with to work with the PS4, the DualShock, the PlayStation Move controller, and the PlayStation camera.
Yep,
Yeah,
it is indeed.
and it's got
There was
1080p display, unlike the Oculus.
Yep, which is very good. They didn't give us any time frame about when this will be coming into production at all. They said it was a project. They said it was a project in motion sort of thing.
Yeah. Does this make you more likely to try one out?
My biggest issue with it, if I'm being brutally honest, is probably the price.
Well, there's not been a price yet, has there?
No, but from what I've been hearing, it's gonna set you back a couple of £100 easy.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm being honest. The console, when I bought my PlayStation, it was £350 for the console.
Yeah.
So, realistically, what you're saying, you're going to buy something for £200. I think so far I've read, there's only 8 developers, and none of them are mainstream developers. None of them are Ubisoft or an Activision or EA even. They're all small time developers.
Well, they've got a couple of
PlayStation's
in-house developers working on it, haven't they?
Yeah, I was trying to find a list of developers because I saw it online, but I can't seem to find it. I am sorry, guys.
And they remade Thief in virtual reality.
Yes,
didn't
they did. That was for. Oh, that was for. I don't know if it's actually going to be sold. It might be, but from what I was hearing, that was just for them people to try at the actual conference itself in the booth.
So presumably Square Enix is somewhat behind it, I guess.
Yes, I would guess so. I mean, you'd probably say they were a mainstream developer for it, but whether they actually release a proper game for it when it comes out remains to be seen.
Well, that brings us on to Ubisoft saying that they want 1 million copies of this device sold before they even consider
developing a game.
Which is definitely understandable. Why would you want to develop something that could flop?
I mean, I guess the thing is that, like you say, developing a game isn't just you think of an idea and you make the game. It takes years to make over a year realistically to make a finished article.
Yeah, so I guess by the time it's sold 1 million, if they're only just going to start thinking about making a game for it, then it'll probably be a couple of years after it's launched before we get any Ubisoft titles. Yeah. But then again,
exactly.
What do they make? Assassin's Creed, Rayman. What else? They've got Watch Dogs coming up. Do you want to be playing any of those in virtual reality? They're all third-person games. It makes no sense to play a third-person game in virtual reality, does it?
True, that is very true. Yeah, I guess the thing is this: a lot of games will have to be made into first-person games for it to work.
Yeah. There's just no point playing a third-person virtual reality.
I pitch you an idea.
Yeah.
I know a game that you like very much. That's in first person. What about Mirror's Edge? Would you like that in virtual reality?
Good question. I do really like Mirror's Edge. I reckon I'd still prefer to play with it off, but I guess that looking around the level would be quite useful by just tilting your head. I'd try it, probably. I
mean, it's It's just an idea. Cause I mean, that's one of the only games I've actually think I've properly played, which was, well, isn't if I'm don't correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't BioShock first person as well?
BioShock first person.
Yeah.
Yeah, first person. Yeah, you played BioShock.
Yeah.
Well, you played Infinite.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember. Couldn't remember. It's been a while since I played it. Call of Duty's first person as well.
Yeah, but you know, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't see the point. I'm quite happy with my screen and my controller. You know.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I have to admit. We're now virtual reality. You know, we seem to be quite stuck in this. Hopefully, our next news segment might actually.
If there's no more news to do with virtual reality, we'll be happy because 3 shows on the trot we've opened with some sort of virtual reality.
But we've had a running story, which is kind of cool for a first bit of news, I suppose.
It's true.
We're gonna move it on to Watch Dogs. There was a new trailer announced this week.
Yes.
Me and Matthew have watched this trailer in detail, and we have decided that they have clearly downgraded the graphics, and that's the reason has been delayed 6 months. People.
Yeah, this is a hard fact based on the evidence of our 4 eyes alone. Because there are 2 of us.
Because we are masterful gamers.
We play a lot of games, and we've seen a lot. We've followed Watch Dogs fairly closely. I think that's fair to say. because we've been excited
Yeah,
about
very
it
true.
ever since its reveal. And I know it was already pretty much stated the last time a trailer came out that the graphics had gone downhill, but they certainly have. I mean, it looks about as good as GTA 5, which is great because GTA 5 doesn't look bad. As you said, it's probably one of the best looking last gen games there is now.
It was probably, for me, it was probably the best PS3 game graphically I played for a game of that scale. Like I ever played. Like for me, like
Yeah, I mean, the only real
for,
problem I have with it is that they promised us better, and they've not delivered, basically.
yeah, very true.
And I'm still gonna get the game. Hopefully, still enjoy it because
Yeah,
it
I've already pre-ordered it.
yeah, it
It's
sounds
already on
good.
my pre-order
Still
list.
sounds good. It's just they promised us more, and we're not gonna get it.
I mean, hopefully, me Matthew, you're wrong. Hopefully, they're just videos that don't look very good. Sorry. Hopefully, they're videos that just don't look very good. But we're pretty sure that somewhere along the line they've um, decided to just downgrade it.
Yeah,
I
scale
think.
back on the graphics.
I think the issue is it probably got to the stage where they had to stop. They obviously had to get to the stage where they had to stop developing it. But the problem is that they didn't announce this to at least a month before the game was due. What, a month, 2 weeks before the game was due for release, that they were
Yeah,
stopping
and
it.
then they delayed it like 6 months.
You know, and you just kind of think, hope. We were saying before that we felt that maybe because of how big the world is, they couldn't probably get the graphics right. But I just find that hard to believe. But then again, maybe they're still trying to get to grips with the PS4 technology.
I mean, the biggest world game that I've played on the PS4 so far is Infamous Second Son, and that looks amazing. But I'm expecting the Watchdog world to be slightly bigger than Infamous. Infamous's city is actually fairly small when you take it all in. It's not that big, but I'm expecting Watchdogs to be much bigger.
So is Infamous bigger, well bigger than Assassin's Creed?
Ooh, Let me think about that. No, I would say it's smaller.
Okay, I just wonder. Cause I haven't played Infamous, guys, but I have heard Assassin's Creed, and that's the one. That's the one.
The
That's the
city
one thing I would
feels
say.
quite small to me. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy the game. I like it a lot. Still need to finish our Let's Play on that, but, up every day
Yep, we do.
until we finish the game. There's one part every day. Go check it out. Slight plug.
While we're on the subject of Watch Dogs and Ubisoft, this week, someone leaked a picture of where the new Assassin's Creed was, and then Ubisoft had to come out and then say what it is. The new Assassin's Creed game on PS4 is called Assassin's Creed Unity, and it is based around the French Revolution, we think.
Yeah.
Um,
Obviously.
apparently,
Oh, go on.
apparently we should have figured this out in Brotherhood, because apparently there was a link to Brotherhood in this.
Well,
Apparently,
they've been hinting at the French Revolution for quite a while, and now we finally have it. So we
Yeah.
finally know what that woman's favourite historical period is. If you remember from last time,
Yep.
I was telling you how the new game would be set in her favourite
Oh.
historical period, and now
Yeah.
we know
Yes.
it's French
Yep.
Revolution. I'm excited for it. Obviously, the trailer was alpha gameplay, so the textures weren't finalised and all that. But it looked decent.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to look a lot better when it's out. And because this is a
Oh, yeah.
next-gen only game, it should be quite good, really. It shouldn't be as held
Well-
back as Assassin's Creed 4 was in terms of graphics.
Yeah.
At least.
And this then brings us on to where what I was a bit confused by this myself is that they've decided to make a whole new PS3 version of the game, which is called Assassin's Creed
Well,
Comet.
this is only a rumour for now, but I would be surprised if they're not releasing a game on the PS3 at the end of this year. And if they're only doing the Unity for next gen, or this gen, it's so hard to keep track of that. But yeah, if they're only doing Unity for this gen, then they're probably going to release something on the consoles that have sold like 80 million units each, aren't they?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to what I'm trying to fathom is that this story will somehow have to link to what we're gonna play as well.
Yeah, well, they might make it more of a side story, like Liberation.
Maybe. It wouldn't surprise me if Comet actually was a Vita release as well.
I'd like that. I like playing my Vita. I'm playing a lot recently. Getting those
So
trophies.
keep along the lines of the PS4. The Last of Us has been rumored as a game which could be remade into a PS4 game.
Yes, it's the is it the Turkish boss of Turkey PlayStation or something?
Yes, a Turkish Sony representative reportedly said The Last of Us is getting enhanced graphics in the upcoming PS4 port.
Which, you know, it sounds plausible. They've mentioned that they might be doing it previously, haven't they? So,
Yep, they have.
I mean, I probably won't get it. I still need to actually properly play The Last of Us on PS3. Would you be tempted in getting it?
Yes, I haven't played it. Jack, I mean, I'm not gonna say Jack hasn't got bad taste in games or anything, or good taste. He said it was a really good game, and I've heard
He
people
also
say
hasn't
it
finished
is
it,
a good
though.
game. No, that's very true.
He's about halfway through or something, and he just stopped playing it for some reason. Who knows? Who knows?
Another game. Well, I was saying this to Jack the other day. I heard rumours. This is totally unconfirmed. I don't mean. I just read it online somewhere that they also could be redoing GTA 5 for PS4.
Oh yeah, I read that earlier today. I mean, there have been rumours of that ever since GTA 5 came
It got
out.
announced that it wasn't on PS4.
Yeah. I expect they will. Maybe after they've released the DLC for the current gen consoles, they'll release a definitive edition on the new consoles. I would expect something along those lines. Even if they haven't confirmed it, I would highly, I think that will. I think it will happen, definitely. You heard it here first, folks. It's happening.
Yeah, exactly. don't quote us on it. We don't want no hate mail. Well, I'll go to Matthew for this part because you know all about it and I don't. This month's PS Plus games.
Ah, yes. So this month's PS Plus games for Europe are coming out on April the 2nd. And for PS4, we have Mercenary Kings, which is sort of like, if you remember Metal Slug, the arcade game, it's been released on pretty much every platform under the sun. There was an anniversary edition a while back that was on Wii and probably PS3 and Xbox, I don't know. But that had, all 10 games on it? Did you play that with me? I think we
did play it. I don't think we finished it. We did play it together.
We played a bunch of those games. And Mercenary Kings
was an
looks
awesome game.
a lot like it, even down to the graphical style. And it's got co-op. I'm not sure how many player co-op it has. So we'll be doing some videos on that. Not sure who of us will be involved. Almost definitely me. And then probably Jack, Jordan or Sam. Depending on how many people it is. And then for PS3 we have Pro Evolution Soccer 2014. Why? I don't want that. Nobody wants that. It's not even FIFA.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get some bad games in PS Plus every now and again, which kind of sucks, but then you get enough good games to make up for it. And the other PS3 game is Sly Cooper, Thief in Time, or I can't remember the subtitle, but it's the fourth one. And it's cross-buy with the Vita, so you can play it on the Vita or on the PS3, which I'm super excited about because I've never played a Sly game, except the demo that came with one of the Ratchet and Clank games. I played that. But I'll give this one a go, probably platinum it. Might film it as well for my channel, www.youtube.com/user/impeccablecookie. I try to plug that at least once a video. They've noticed by now, but you know.
Sounds about right.
And then for Vita, we have Motocross GP 13 or 2013 or something, which is a bike racing game. So, sigh. Nobody wants that either, but it's coming. And Hotline Miami, which is also cross-buy and also playable on the PS3. And I would highly recommend Hotline Miami to anyone who hasn't played it yet. I bought it a while back for my Vita, so sadly There's not much for me
You
this
lose out.
month for the Vita in terms of PS Plus, but it's highly enjoyable. And if you're trying to get all the trophies on it, it's bloody hard because you have to A rank every level in the game, and they're not. It's not easy to A rank. It's not even easy to complete the first time, but it's a really fun top-down, third-person sort of shooter, kind of almost puzzle, but not really. But yeah, if you haven't heard of it, I don't know how you couldn't. Have you heard of it, Jordan? Before I say that, I don't know how you can't have heard of it.
I haven't heard of it, no.
Okay, well, if you haven't heard of it, you're either Jordan or you've been living under a rock.
I've apparently been living under a rock, people.
Pretty much.
News to me.
Yeah, it's really enjoyable and I highly recommend it. Yeah. Oh, then along the lines of sort of PlayStation updates, we also have System Update 1.7 for the PS4, which is hopefully going to come out soon, which will remove HDCP, finally. Which is a bit late for me, considering I spent the money on stuff to strip it and capture directly from it anyway. But it will be...
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's the record. I wonder what that was for a minute, but then when you said it, I realised what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that will be good news for whenever we manage to get recording devices up and running at someone else's set house other than mine.
Yep.
Which will be whenever we reach £100 in YouTube earnings. So...
Which could take a long, long time, people. We better get fucking viewing.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah, the last bit of news we have... Sorry, I've kind of stolen your job here, Jordan. Do you want to talk about the last bit?
No, that's fine. What I was going to say also about a new update, I heard that in the new update also you can dim the light on your controller.
Oh, yes. Yes. You can't turn it off, sadly, but you can dim it, which will both save battery life and stop it fucking reflecting in my TV.
Save blindness.
Yeah.
Because it is pretty bright.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying, really. I mean, I know a lot of games try to... I know a lot of games try to do really cool things with the light bar and stuff, but the light bar is facing away from you. You can't see it. You can just see it reflecting off, whatever shit you have in front of you, which in my case is a bunch of Pepsi cans and Coke cans that are empty.
Very true, very true. Yeah, I can imagine that being quite... That's almost probably like a disco ball, is it not, in your room?
Yeah, just a constant blue disco ball in front of me. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm looking forward to that being shut off. Well, not shut off, but dimmed.
And then, okay, I'm going to the last subject of news this time. We've read online, and there was also apparently a 6-second video on Instagram that, if anybody here has downloaded the last DLC of Call of Duty Ghosts, on one of the maps, Fog, if you, I can't remember what we got to do, Matthew, to get
care package, complete a field order, and
you can become Mike Myers.
Yeah.
On this one, if you do the same thing, you can become the Predator.
Yeah, I quite liked how the. Did you watch the clip?
No, I haven't actually seen it. No, which is a shame.
You know the noise the Predator makes, the clicking
Yes.
noise. Basically,
Yeah.
It's a character walking through that new volcano map that I can't remember the name of, and it's just this clicking noise, and then right at the end you see this you know when someone's invisible in the game and it sort of sparkles on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that thing, and then the screen shuts black, and yeah. I'm glad that they're keeping up with these sort of references and stuff. It looks pretty cool. I hope it's not overpowered.
Well, what I've liked about both of them is that, if I'm honest, they've both only been melee.
Yeah, presumably Predator will still be melee, whatever.
Yeah, Predator. As far as I know, didn't actually have guns.
Yeah, but that
So
will be cool whenever it comes to PlayStation, which is in 2 months, I guess. But yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
looking forward to it.
So this has been the news. Thank you for listening.
Cheers, guys.